Okay, so I'm back. I'm in action. My computer, I guess, just got a little too hot, and hopefully that won't happen to my phone. Now I'm on my phone. So yeah, I gotta let the computer cool off a little bit. So I want to drop back in here. So we're talking about, what happens in addiction, and we get stuck in these patterns that become our behavior and ultimately our identity. And it's all perfect because that is exactly what the sympathetic nervous system is supposed to do for us, is keep us safe. However, if we are finding ourselves addicted to an old thought pattern that doesn't serve us, it can really dim our aura. So again, if you notice that you run this kind of tape in your head like no one appreciates me, or I'm never heard, or something, and you're like, wow, you know what, that here I am, I'm setting these intentions to live this epic and amazing life, and yet I still believe somehow I'm not worthy of that, then there's this disconnect, which is why you always feel like you're striving to get somewhere to achieve something so that you can prove that you are worthy of being happy, or worthy of being free, or worthy of having this life. But inside your body, you're like, I'm just not there yet, right? So strengthening your aura again is a beautiful opportunity to get really clear and really into an alignment. So how do we work on these addictive thoughts? Well, there's a lot. So what I'm going to offer you here is just a couple of tools, and one of them is contemplation. Contemplation is a little different than meditation in that it's a little bit more active, right? So again, if you're noticing that you're running a thought that is creating an experience for you in your life that isn't what you want it to be, isn't what you intend it to be, moving into this lion's gateway, and it's like, I intend to have this life, but you're in this pattern, and now you can see the disconnect. Contemplation is a time for you to just get really quiet with that, and not to judge where you're at, but simply be with it. Wow, I noticed that I have this pattern. Interesting. What is it here to show me? What are all the ways that I can start to, move toward a belief that does support me in actually having these intentions become my reality, that I can actually manifest these things? And it's a quiet space in the mind, because when the mind has the opportunity to pause, in that pause is when your heart starts to drop in. And your heart, the frequency of your heart is love, and love is the highest frequency. So think about that energy, and think about just even that act alone of stepping into contemplation. Even if you haven't moved toward, say, breaking an addictive behavior, the very act of allowing yourself some space to contemplate on something is shifting you into light and elevating you, and therefore what? Radiating, magnifying your aura. So even just contemplation alone. So give yourself that beautiful gift. With some of my clients, it starts with just a simple act of sighing. The physiology of a good sigh. And we all do it. We don't realize we do it, and we don't do it often enough, but you can actually purposefully sigh. Just and it's a release. And when you release, it's like the brain can't be spinning thoughts in that physiological moment, and you just be with that release, and ultimately you can move yourself into maybe 1 or 2 minutes of just being aware. Where am I at? What am I feeling? What am I vibrating? Why is that? Why would I think that? Is that even my thought? Does that even feel true? And you just play, and you just dance, and it's just, I'm just really in wonderment. I like to think of it as like picking up a Rubik's Cube. And that's the same thing with meditation. It's a puzzle. There's no right or wrong way. But you're like, I'm fascinated by this Rubik's Cube. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to try a few combinations in curiosity, not in frustration, and find the one that clicks. And I don't have to do it until I get it right. I'm just doing it for the simple act of doing it. It's fun. And again, when you are in that vibration of curiosity, that lightens you up, versus I have to try to contemplate now, I have to try to meditate now, and I have to do it this amount of minutes, and it has to look like this. And that may be a pattern and behavior that's associated with a belief that doesn't serve you anymore, which is keeping you dull, which is keeping you from manifesting your intention. So you see where I'm going with this. I know I'm going really fast and I'm unpacking a lot. So contemplation is beautiful. I have some certainly some resources to assist you in that process for sure. And it's not even a process. It's just, like I said, it's a fun puzzle. And another thing, another tool that I find really useful personally is this absolutely beautiful Kriya for addiction. And it is, there many Kriyas are embodied movements in Kundalini yoga, and the yogic science of Kundalini is so incredibly powerful. And so there's so many of them, and I find this one to be just great. It's actually really easy to do, which is nice. And you know, you don't need to be like in a yoga class to do it. And essentially you want to sit, sorry, my computer, I want to see if I can get back on here. Nope, of course. It's such a great Kriya, because it doesn't really require you to have, you know, space and props and be in a full-blown yoga experience to do it. And it's really powerful. And I've done it, you know, with my clients. I've done it on and off. And so the mudra, so everything, so hand gestures are called mudras. So the mudra for this is very simple. And you're going to make fists with both of your, and you want to sit in easy pose. I'm just sitting in the chair here, but you want to sit in easy pose. So you know, you can sit up straight. You can pull the belly button in. You can kind of come into this rectal lock where you're tight down low in your lower three chakras. And we'll talk about chakra alignment last. And so the mudra here is that your hands are literally like fists, and you're going to bring your thumbs out, and you are going to bring them and place them right at your temples. Kind of, they kind of fit. There's like a notch there where it fits in beautifully. And so this Kriya is really powerful because the pressure that you're exerting from the thumbs, it's actually a trigger point, and it triggers your central nervous system basically to like unhook itself. And so you're kind of supporting coming out of this loop, this addictive loop that you're in. You know, and so with the Kriya, it's recommended to do it for up to 45 days, because that's how you break any habit, supposedly, in your physiology. So, but deeply ingrained patterns may take longer than that. It really just depends on you. That's why everything is always so customized when it comes to human physiology. So you're going to sit, you're going to bring your thumbs in, find that notch, and then the mantra. So you want to keep your eyes closed and kind of, you know, focused through your third eye, which is kind of your brow point right here, and very relaxed. And what I do with Kriyas is I set them to songs, because you can time them. So you want to start with a song, perhaps that's like 5 minutes, and you're just going to simply sit and silently say to yourself, there's a mantra here, and it's got 5 very primal sounds to it, and it's sa, ta, na, ma. And you're going to say it to yourself, and the clutch is that you're going to keep your molars locked. When you lock your molars, you're actually going to feel your temples push out a little bit against your thumbs. And when you vibrate sa, ta, na, ma with your molars clenched, you're going to feel, see, I just did it, you are going to feel a pulsing from your temples out through your thumbs. And you want to continue that for 5 minutes. And you can do that up to 30 minutes. It really depends. And again, this is about, it's a trigger point to help you release and literally detangle yourself from your sympathetic drive, from your sympathetic nervous system. So it's very purifying, very powerful. They call it the addiction Kriya, and it's great. And I use it I love it, and I use it with my clients all the time. And again, it's a very easy Kriya to do, which is what I like. I like to put things into practice that have practical application, that you're actually like, oh, I'm taking this aligned action that's going to support me in living the best life, and I can do it, and it's easy, and it's actually fun to do. So last thing I want to share here is a chakra alignment. Now, I play with this all the time, and I find that there are so many cool and fun ways to align your chakras. What I'm going to offer you now is just something, when you purify your being from this central place, you really return to your soul. And when you're in your heart space, when you're in your soul, when you're leading from here, again, you radiate your aura. So that's why we want to come in and really focus on aligning you. So this is a cool exercise. And again, you're going to align your chakras, and then you're going to use some contemplation and perhaps some meditation to support you in the exercise I'm going to share with you right now. So, and as I mentioned, addiction comes in because it literally, it stops us from experiencing those pauses in life where we are going to want to get curious about a thought that doesn't serve us. And the reason why it stops us is because of fear, right? Your mind fears that stop, that pause, that sigh, that emptiness. And it's going to throw you into, a pattern like anxious thoughts, because anxious thoughts lead to frantic busy work, which is, oh, okay, now I don't have to think about this emptiness or this new thought that I might take on, which, oh my God, I don't know what that looks like. So I'm really afraid. So I'm going to spin you out in the thought, and I'm going to create the pattern of busy, and I'm going to keep you addicted to busy so that you never actually get to sit and be with a thought and change something and create a different life experience. You see how it all comes full circle? So this is a very simple alignment exercise. And again, you get to use the other tools, contemplation, and then you can do your addiction Kriya to support you in your newfound awarenesses. So take a brief self-tour. You're going to go inside and just simply answer a few questions. And it's really about the right now, not 10 years ago, not what you could feel in the future. Like right now, take stock. Do you feel safe and stable in your life right now? Do you feel creative? Do you feel sensual right now? Do you feel inspired right now? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel loved? Do you feel loving toward others? Do you feel loving toward yourself right now in your life? Do you feel heard right now? Do you feel ease in speaking your truth? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel like you're in a good place of acceptance, like accepting yourself and accepting others and accepting your life experience for exactly what it is right now? Do you find that you feel a sense of peace around it? Do you feel blissful? Do you feel grateful? Are you in gratitude of everything you do have right now? So you want to take a kind of a self-tour, take an inner stock, and be with these questions. They're not easy questions, and they're going to stir up a lot of emotions. So, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, that's the whole point. Like, notice what you notice. What's interesting here is that there will probably be like an emotional charge to one or two of them. So even as I went through the questions, and I'll post them here, so shoot a comment below if you want me to post. I have a full guide. I'd happy to share that with you on this exercise. And so if you're emotionally charged by one or two of those questions, and the emotional charge could show up as like avoidance, like, oh, I don't even know, right? Or it could just be like, whoa, yeah, I'm really noticing it, just like I don't feel safe lately. Each question that I asked represents where you may be blocked in your chakras. So here's how you can start to take aligned action to clear them and feel light and feel balanced and start to free yourself of some of these addictive patterns that are dulling your aura. So, not feeling safe. Oh, root chakra. Not feeling creative or sensual is moving up. The sacral chakra. Not feeling inspired or empowered, like standing in your worth, is your solar plexus chakra, like, ooh, owning yourself. And of course, moving into the heart, you feel loved and loving toward others. And not feeling heard, right? Or not feeling like you can express yourself, maybe blocked in the throat chakra, coming into the third eye. Am I accepting? Am I at peace with all things right now? And then the crown chakra, am I feeling blissed out? Am I feeling, a sense of gratitude for everything I have right now? So taking those, again, those mental kind of notes and contemplate with that. And then you can come in and support. So there's, again, so many fun ways you can balance your chakras: colors, foods, wearing certain colors, eating foods to nourish your chakras. Crystals are just like a few. I use everything from high intensity interval training to different forms of guided meditation and visualization, and just so many great tools. What I'll do, maybe I'll drop in the comments a guided meditation that I use to really help come into the breath and really kind of align all the chakras if you feel off center. And what I would also recommend, so if, let's say you're feeling unsafe, and that's root chakra imbalance, you can meditate or do a guided root chakra meditation. You can do things like grounding, where your perineum is like really having access to the earth, and giving you a sense of anchoring in and feeling safe. And you can practice and be focused on nourishing the root chakra for 30 days and really set an intention around that. Like, what are all the ways I can create safety for myself, and asking that question and set that intention every day. And perhaps surrounding yourself in more red colors, wearing more red, in eating red foods that are seasonal. So this time of year, beets, strawberries are starting to go out here, but raspberries will help nourish the root chakra. So that's just one example. There's so many different ways you can do it. So we've got contemplation, meditation, and addiction kriya, and aligning your chakras. So the portal, the Lion's Gateway, is coming to a close tonight into tomorrow. So now you can go through and strengthen your aura a little bit, and set some intentions from a clean and clear place, and really utilize this amazingly